What's up, guys? I know some of you thought that my computer broke again. Some of you thought that I got lazy and just said, fuck it, quit the show. One of you, not saying any names, thought I was dead. Called my mother. Created a lot of unneeded drama for me, so we don't do none of that dying shit around here, you know. Like, I got bills and shit. God knows Daryl ain't coming up with the rent money. I want to welcome you guys to the first ever CBT playoff selection show presented by DTFG Sports. Let's go ahead and kick this off, starting with the two teams on the bye week. At the 1 seed, the committee has chosen Zilf, which makes sense. I mean, the committee has been drooling over this guy all season. He's tied for the best record in the league after finishing 7-1 in his last 8 games, edging out as the committee's favorite for the 1 seed. At the 2 seed, Diggs go big. Not much of a shocker that he's got the other bye week. The strong start to the season while still remaining a top threat even after his team cooled down later in the year. Finishing the season 4-0 is probably the biggest reason he's got this spot. With our first wild card team, the 3 seed goes out to ... The former champion was on par to have the best record in the league along with Cody and JC, but losing to Fennell in week 14 sent him back to the 3 seed. One of the most talented rosters in the league. It's no surprise, really, to see Alex taking a high seed in this playoffs. At the 4 seed, Dogs Playing Poker. A first-year owner out of Arizona was blacklisted by the league for 2 seasons, and now that he has finally got his chance to be a part of this league, he has taken it by storm, pulling through with a big win against Timmy in week 14 that decided his fate. I'm excited to see how his team performs, even with both of his QBs battling injury. Taking the 5th seed for this year's playoffs is none other than Watson's Home for Massages. Starting the first half of the season 2-5 with less than a 10% chance of making the playoffs, proceeded to go on a 5-game win streak and ended the season at 7-7. A high-powered offense that struggled due to points allowed should be a threat as long as he can contain his opponent to less than 140. The final spot in the CBT playoffs. The original league favorite to win, Designated Drunk Driver. Starting the year off an electrifying 4-1 before losing Jay Jetta and James Conner, he slipped to 5-5 after failing to score 100 for the next 5 weeks after those injuries. He got lucky and played Ben in one of those weeks, so he managed 1 win in that time. He came back with 2 huge victories, sitting at 7-5 with 2 weeks left. 1 win to guarantee the playoffs, and he couldn't do it. Falling to both JC and Couch, the only reason Timmy is in the playoffs is because he outscored Fennell on the year by just 1.5 points. We'll see if his team can try to salvage any type of momentum going into round 1. Alright guys, well we're going to go to commercial break real quick, but do not go anywhere. Make sure you guys stay tuned because we have coverage of the women's playoff selections up next.
We've got CBT Round 1 action, kicking us off with a doubleheader. Versus Designated DD look to battle it out for their chance at glory. Meanwhile, we've got Ruben leading Watson's Home for Massages into a hostile atmosphere at the Poker Lounge as they face up against Dogs Playing Poker. Who will prevail? Tune in Thursday, December 14th for live coverage of all the Round 1 action.
Trash, God, trash, trying his best, trash, dumpster. Alright, well, that was the participants for the women's bracket for this year. Since I don't plan on returning again, I feel obligated to go ahead and give my predictions for the entire bracket right now. I know you guys are dying to hear what I think. So in round 1, we got Timmy versus Alex. I'm going to go ahead and give Alex the edge on that. Ruben versus Couch. Give me Ruben. Luke versus Fennell. I'm taking Luke on this. Chris versus Dan. Give me Dan. Easy. We got Derek versus Zach. I'm always going to bet on myself, plus Zach sucks. And then we got Trevor versus Ben, and I think this is an easy one, kind of. I mean, Trevor's not good, but yeah, Trevor wins this. Round 2, not gonna lie, I really couldn't remember how the playoffs work in terms of, the middle pack guys. So we're just gonna look at the winners of the winners bracket and the losers of the women's bracket. For round 2, we got Alex going up against Cody. This was a tough one to decide on, but I'm gonna have to give it to Alex. His team is once again looking like it can make a championship run. Then we got Ruben versus JC. Ruben's biggest threat is that he struggles with the fact that teams always have their best week against him. And I don't see that being any different here. I got JC. We got Fennell versus Chris in round 2 of the women's bracket. Give me Fennell. We're moving Chris on to the women's bracket championship, I guess. What should we call it? The Women's Cup. We got Zach versus Ben. A tough one. Kind of. Not really. I got Zach. Finally, for the championship round, we have Alex versus JC. And I think Alex wins his... I think he takes a two-peat. I think this is Alex's year. JC has a talented roster. I think I like Alex's odds right now. And finally, for the losers bracket... It's no shocker. I got Christopher beating Ben. I got Ben taking home the crown of the losers bracket. Congratulations. Hopefully this actually does happen, as that would mean that I'm not taking the SAT. Well, guys, it's been fun. It really has. I've had a fantastic time. Hopefully the next time I see you won't be after I've taken the SAT, but after somebody else has taken it. So, let's all say it together. One last time this season. Godspeed from the Cock and Ball Torch Organization. And best of luck to everybody, except for Zach Hollis. Alright, well, it's 8 o'clock. Thank you all for coming out here. I think we're all accounted for except for Jim. He texted me earlier that he was going to be running late. So, thank you all for showing up to this year's playoff selection meeting. Ronald, would you like to go ahead and just get us started?
Well, I was thinking based on both record and strength of schedule, it would be hard to see a playoff picture that does not include Ruben. He's third in points scored, and he also had the third toughest schedule in PPR formats.
Gotta agree with you, Ronald. Luke should also be looked at.
My only issue with Luke is that he's only beaten one team above 500. I mean, Christ's sake, he's lost twice to Ben.
Yes, but he wins the games that matter.
I mean, he has beaten 4 teams by less than 10 points. And 2 of those teams by less than half a point. I don't know how competitive he will be in the playoffs, but it's something I'd at least be interested to see.
Well, I guess 3 and 5 against teams 500 or better speaks a lot more to me than it does to you guys.
I'd like to state that I refuse to be a part of a committee that doesn't acknowledge Milkman as a playoff team. Are we all in agreement with that?
Well, honestly, I really don't think it'd be all that bad of an idea where we look at a situation where we put Couch in instead.
Couch! Well, this motherfucker's on drugs.
Well, Couch didn't get the last winless guy in the league a fucking win now, did he? Huh? I just think that it'd be crazy if we just skip past Couch, who has notable wins, has remained competitive, and we're just going to skip past him like he ain't nothing without discussing it first.
Well, he lost to Danny, so by that logic, Danny's better.
Well, I just don't understand why we haven't made a case for Nazi Germany. Where's his argument? In the fucking trash can, Todd. What the fuck are you on about? They have notable wins against Danny, against Luke, against Fennell, and against Luke again. Well, let's Harry win the half, for Christ's sake.
I mean, to his point, he did beat 3 contenders. That should say something.
Need I go over his fucking losses? Well, I think it also should be noted that he's had the weakest schedule by far and has still only managed 5 wins. I do need to check the sources, brother. He has scored under 100 points in 10 of 14 games. He is not a playoff contender. Fine. Nobody wants to talk about how Zach Carlos has wins on both JC and Cody on the year while having one of the toughest schedules in the league, or about the fact that Derek actually has the toughest schedule in the league.
Right, and we should just go ahead and go over Derek's great win resume with that tough schedule too then, huh?
Of course you would.
He had a big victory against Ruben in week 3. Remember? 4 weeks before Ruben's team became good. Or how about we talk about his huge victory against Trevor? Or how about Ben or Zach Hollis in week 7 when he had fucking 9 players on bye week? Need I continue?
So you skipped Timmy's game on purpose, or are you just being ignorant? Jay Jetta and James Conner were both hurt that game.
I mean, I'm with Dan. There's really not an argument for Derek in the playoffs.
Jesus Christ, Ty, go ahead and give your bid for fucking Trevor while you're busy naming the worst fucking teams in the league. Oh, I'm sorry, Dover, since you're so fucking good at this, why don't you tell me who we're not mentioning enough?
Alex, Cody, JC, Fennell. Boom.
Right, we should have the same 6 guys in the playoffs every year while we're at it, now shouldn't we? I'm the only one who finds it crazy that we could even fathom putting in JC or Cody without even talking about putting in Zach Hollis, who beat both of them. Well, I just can't see a world where we don't have one of our former champions competing. Where's the love for dogs?
It was 2 seasons ago. It doesn't even matter for this season.
God, just let it go. Oh, you're wanting to talk about letting things go. The guy who praises Fennell every fucking year we had this stupid meeting. Well, damn it, that team is competitive. Oh, all that team does is cheat. That's a great fucking look on the league now, isn't it? If we put a cheater in over someone who actually deserves it.
You know, now that I'm looking at Trevor's numbers, we actually really should discuss this guy. I think he has some real potential for the playoffs.
Jesus, Todd, look at the fucking record before you speak.
Sorry I'm late, guys. We started talking about Alabama yet?
Fuck! We forgot about Bama.
Oh, so we could talk about Bama, but mentioning Nazi Germany is where the line's drawn?
Who the fuck's picking Nazi Germany? He has a win against Fennell, Danny, and Luke. Twice. And who fucking cares?
So Fennell has at least one of the bye weeks. Are we good with that?
Fuck no. We didn't even discuss that.
That's not what this piece of paper says.
Fucking hell, Dover. That's a receipt to Walgreens. Fuck you.
Yeah, look, I ain't gonna say I believe in the Lakeland Booth, but I forgot I put about $20,000 on him getting to the second round, so can we go back over that argument?
Alright, can we all just shut up? Can we all just agree on Alex, Cody, and JC being locks for the playoffs?
I wouldn't say locks, but
They have the best records in the league.
The only lock in the playoffs should be Fennell. We're not putting Fennell in, we're putting Dawes and Ruben in. The fuck we are.
Well, guys, after about 4 hours of bickering, I gotta say, I think I'm pretty happy with the list.
I still think Watson's Home for Massagers should have been there. Could have been if we could have figured out how to spell his name.
Any other concerns?
Wait a minute, I thought we agreed on Ben.
No. We're not putting Ben in.
This is bullshit. We just release the damn thing then, since we don't have no damn say in it.
Alright, I'll see you all next year then.
I fucking hate all of you.